The first time I saw it, it was already looking at me from the corner of my room. I'd just turned off my bedroom light and climbed into bed when I noticed a shape near the closet. Not a full figure, not something clear enough to scream at, just the suggestion of a face, low in the corner where the wall met the floor. Two pale points caught what little light came through the curtains. Eyes. I froze with one hand still on the blanket. The room was quiet, except for the ceiling fan and the sound of a car passing outside. I kept staring, waiting for the shape to break apart into a pile of clothes or a trick of shadow. It didn't. It stayed exactly where it was, and somehow, even from across the room, I knew it was staring back. Then headlights swept past my window. The corner flashed bright for half a second. Nothing was there. I sat awake until sunrise. By morning, the whole thing felt stupid. I told myself I'd been half asleep. My closet door was always open a little. There was a backpack on the floor. Shadows do strange things when you're tired enough. I believed that, right up until the second night. I was in the kitchen washing a glass when I happened to glance at the dark TV screen across the room. In the reflection behind me, something was visible near the hallway wall, not moving, just watching. I turned around so fast the glass slipped in my hand. The hallway was empty. When I looked back at the TV, the reflection was normal again. That was when the fear really started. Not because I'd seen something impossible, but because it hadn't felt random anymore. It felt placed, intentional, like it had chosen spots where I would notice it by accident. After that, I started catching it in places that should have been empty. At the bottom of the bathroom mirror, just beyond my shoulder. In the black space beneath my desk, where the light should have reached. In the narrow strip beside my dresser when I passed too quickly to look twice. Always low, always half concealed, always still. And every time I noticed it, I had the same sick feeling in my chest. It was looking back. I stopped telling myself it was stress after the fourth night. That was when I woke up at 2:13 in the morning for no reason at all and saw it beside my bedroom door. The moonlight from the window was faint, just enough to silver the edges of the furniture. The rest of the room was a soft gray blur, but near the floor by the open door, something darker sat in the corner. A face again, or the shape of one. It was closer than before, close enough that I could tell it was angled toward me. I didn't move. I didn't blink. After a few seconds, my eyes started watering from staring. I reached slowly for my phone on the nightstand, trying not to break eye contact. The screen lit up. I swung the flashlight toward the door. Nothing. Bare wood floor, white wall, my shoes. I got up and checked the whole apartment with every light on. Closet, bathroom, under the bed, behind the couch. Nothing. But when I came back to the bedroom, my door was more open than I'd left it. Just a few inches. Still, that was enough to keep me awake until morning. I wish I could say I moved out right then. I wish I had enough sense to leave the moment I realized it wasn't in my head. Instead, I tried to manage it. I slept with lights on. I left music playing, so the apartment never felt too quiet. I started shutting every door, all the way, because corners looked worse when there was darkness tucked inside them. I even dragged furniture around to open up the rooms more, as if removing tight spaces would somehow make it stop. It didn't. The sightings kept happening, only now they were more direct. I'd see it reflected in the microwave door while making coffee. A pale shape low behind me, facing my back. I'd catch it near the shower curtain while brushing my teeth, not inside the tub, outside it, near the floor. And once, late at night, I looked down the hallway toward my bedroom and saw a face peering around the inside edge of the doorway. Not quickly, not darting away, just there, waiting, watching me watch it. I actually whispered, "What do you want?" The face didn't move, but I had the horrible impression that the darkness around it widened, like a smile I couldn't fully see. I stopped sleeping after that. At work, I'd lose track of conversations because I was thinking about my apartment. about whether it was there even when I wasn't home, about whether it only showed itself when I was alone, because no one else would believe me. I thought about setting up a camera, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Some part of me was terrified that if I recorded nothing, then I really was losing my mind, and if I recorded something, that would be worse. The worst night came a week later during the storm. The power cut out just after midnight. 1 second my living room was dim and warm, the next it was black. Rain hammered the windows. The hum of appliances died all at once, and the silence that followed felt enormous. I grabbed my phone from the couch and turned on the flashlight. 10% battery. The beam barely reached the hallway. I should have gone downstairs. I should have waited in my car or called someone. Instead, I stood there listening to the rain and my own breathing, and from the direction of my bedroom came a soft sound. Not a footstep, not a creak, a shift, like someone lowering themselves carefully onto the floor. My mouth went dry. I raised the flashlight toward the hallway. "Stop," I said, though I don't know why. Nothing answered. Then I saw, at the far end of the hall, inside my bedroom doorway, a face near the floor, pale, still, watching. The light was on it now. Fully on it, and it did not disappear. For the first time, I saw enough to know I had been wrong about one thing. It wasn't hiding in the darkness. The darkness was around it, but it wasn't part of it. It was something else. Something pressed too close to the floor, with eyes that reflected the light without blinking, and a face that looked almost human, except for the stillness. No expression, no movement, just attention. I backed up. It stayed where it was. Then, very slowly, it leaned forward. Not much, just enough for me to understand that before now, it had been choosing not to move. I stumbled into the kitchen counter hard enough to bruise my hip. My flashlight shook so badly the beam jumped across the walls, but every time it crossed the bedroom door, the face was a little farther out, a little closer, like it wasn't crawling, like the room itself was giving it to me inch by inch. I ran. I yanked open my front door, nearly dropped the phone, and didn't stop until I was in the stairwell, under the emergency light, shaking so badly I could barely stand. I stayed at a motel that night. The next day, in full daylight, I went back with my brother. I didn't tell him the truth. I said I thought someone had broken in. He checked every room while I waited near the door, pretending not to panic. He found nothing. No signs of entry, no damage. No one under the bed, behind the shower curtain, inside the closets. But when I went into my bedroom to start packing, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The closet door was closed. I never closed it. Not ever. And on the floor in the corner beside it were faint scuff marks in the dust, curved and uneven, as if something had been resting there for a long time, facing the bed. I moved out that same day. New apartment, smaller place, brighter rooms, no dark corners I can't explain away. For the last 3 months, I've slept with a lamp on and the TV running low, and little by little I've started feeling normal again. I almost convinced myself it had been some kind of breakdown, until last night. I woke up thirsty around 3 a.m. and went to the kitchen for water. On my way back, I glanced at the black screen of the turned-off TV. In the reflection, down near the floor behind me, there was a pale face watching from the corner of the hallway. Only this time, it wasn't in the hallway of my old apartment. It was in this one. And when I turned around, I already knew exactly where it would be.